Hello everyone, this is Manoj. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll discuss and talk about React Redux, how we can implement Redux functionality in React apps. That's all we are going to do in this video. Before going to start the actual implementation, let's go through with some documentation. So what is and why we need Redux? Why it is needed to use Redux library in React app? So if you see this image, so let's say this is our parent component and these are childs, these are grandchilds and these are further childs. So let's say this parent is having a data which we need to access in this child component. So how we can access the data in this child component? For that we have to pass the data through this parent to this child and then this grandchild. So that's a kind of prop drilling issue. So with Redux, how we can overcome this issue? Basically we have to create a store and we can put our shareable or common data inside the store, and then this store is accessible throughout all the application and to all the components, whether it is a parent component or child component. So let's say we are having our common data in the store and this child needs to access the same data, then he can directly access it using Redux functionality. All right, so that's how we can use and we can achieve our Redux functionality. So if you see, so what is Redux? So basically Redux is a predictable state container for JavaScript applications. So basically what does it mean? It means using Redux we can create a common place where we can put our common data or the data which components needs to access. All right, so Redux is a state management tool. Redux can be used with any JavaScript framework or library, and Redux stores the state of the application and the components can access the state from a state store. So this store is our common place where we put our shareable data. All right, so now what are the principles of Redux? We have three most important principles. First is single source of truth, means we have a single state tree, okay, in the store, and using that we can access our data. Now state is read only, means we cannot mutate our state, we can only get the updated state, and changes are made with the pure functions, means if you need to get data or you need to put your update your state, so that could be only happen through reducers, and reducers are nothing but pure functions. And if you see this diagram, so this views are the components. So through our components we dispatch actions. Those actions go to reducer and then reducer goes to store, and based on our action definition, either we get the state or either we update the state. All right, now let's go to VS Code and start the actual implementation. So I have created a new React.js application. If you see, this is the default behavior of a new React.js app. So first of all, let's open a new terminal because we have to install two packages. So npm install React Redux, and for the toolkit we have to give redux.js slash toolkit. So meanwhile it is installing the packages, let's go to the source folder and add some folders. So first of all, components, and also let's create a new folder called Redux, and inside Redux let's add new folder called slices. All right, and in the component, so both the packages has been installed. So if you open our package.json, so we have Redux toolkit and we have React Redux, so both are installed. All right, so now the first step is we have to go to our slices and we have to create a new slice. So let's give it a name, products slice, or either product slice dot js. So here we have to create our slice for the products. So if you go back to the browser, so this is a website which provide us some dummy e-commerce product. So let me hit this URL. So we have this product key, and inside that we have some dummy e-commerce product with ID, title, description, price. All right, so we'll use this API to achieve the Redux functionality. So go back to Visual Studio Code. So here first we have to import create slice, from Redux toolkit. And now we have to create our slice. So const product slice, create slice. So here we have to pass some parameters. So first is name. So let me give it a name products. And then we have to pass our state. So the initial state, and let's pass a blank array. And then we have to create our reducers. So reducers. And in this reducer, we have to create some actions. So let's create a first action as add product. And for this product, we have to pass some parameters. So it will take two parameters. So first is action and second one is first is state and then second is action. All right. So here, so based on action, whatever we pass from our component, we have to update our state. So state dot push, and we will take our payload from action. Okay, so action dot payload. And finally, we have to export our actions as well as the reducer. So let's export first our action. So export const add product, and that will come from product slice dot actions. And let's export this default product slice dot reducer. Okay, so our product slice is ready. So we have created a product slice. Inside we have given name, initial state, reducer, and inside reducer we have created one action method called add product. And finally we exported the action as well as the reducer. So we are done with this. And now we have to create our store. So inside the Redux folder, let's create a new file called store.js. So inside this we'll create our store using our Redux toolkit. So for that we have to import a method called configure store, that is coming from Redux toolkit, and we have to import our reducer from this product slice. So import product reducer from slices product slice. Perfect. So now we have to create our store. So export const store and configure store. And here we have to pass our reducer. So reducer. And here let's give a name called products. And here we have to pass this product reducer. So what does it mean? We are mapping our product reducer inside the store. So let's say you have multiple reducers, so you can give the same thing. So you have to pass another reducer and then the actual reducer from your slice. So that's a kind of combining reducer. All right, so let's save it. So our store is ready. Now next step is we have to go to our index.js. So here we have to wrap our app component inside a provider, and we have to pass the store as a parameter. So first let's import provider from React Redux, and let's import our store also. So import store from React Redux store, and now provider, and this will take a parameter as store, and we have to pass our store which is coming from our Redux store.js, and we have to wrap our app inside this provider. Perfect. So now this store is available to this app component, and whatever component we will import in this app, that will be accessible to this store. All right, so all the components can access this store, whatever is there in this app component. Done. Now Inside the component folder, let's create a new file, products.js, and I'm using VS Code snippets RFCE, so that will create a simple functional component. So here, let's create a state first. So const data, set data, and use state, and here use effect. Pass blank dependency means it will only call one time, and here go back to browser and let's copy this fetch API. Let's align it, and instead of this console.log result set data result, and if you see the response, so our this list, or you can say the array, is coming inside this key. So let's copy and result dot products. All right, so our data is ready, and here now let's open this index.html and go back to browser. So I'm using the CDN link for the Bootstrap. If you want, you can install the Bootstrap library, but just to save some time, I'm directly using this just to give some style to the component. So go back to index, it's here product.js. So let's create some divs and give it a class name, container. Also, let's create a new div, give it a class name, row, and now we have to place a card. If I can go back to our Chrome, so this is our card CSS, or you can say the card HTML. So let's copy this, and inside this, first let's use if data and then data dot length greater than 0, then data dot map item and index return. Let's paste this, and finally if there is nothing, then display message loading products. I think, okay, first let's close this. Yeah, so let's align it. Perfect. So we have to change this class as class name, because in React we should use class name instead of class. All right, so let's change these properties. So for the source will come from item dot, let's see the property name, that is thumbnail, spaced, and for the card title, item dot, okay, title, and item dot description, and let's change this text as to cart. Let's save. Okay, and let's also pass as key, otherwise it will give a duplicate key warning. So let's save this and go to our app.js. Let's remove this header part, and we should use this products. Save, go back to browser. So it says loading products. Okay, okay. Go back to Visual Studio Code. In the product, we have to change the style because in React we cannot pass style like this. Save. Perfect. So you can see our products are coming in a card view. Perfect. So go back to Visual Studio Code. Again in the component folder, let's create a new component called cart, and in that we will try to display the total number of product and the price. So cart details.js. Again, I'm going to use the snippet RFCE, and inside this cart detail, let's use our div class name, and let's use another div inside this. And for this, let's use alert success. And for this class name, let's use text center. And here we can pass total products. As of now, I'm giving 0, and total price again 0. Save and go to the products. And here we have to use this after this container. Let's use cart details. Save. Go back to browser. So perfect. So now let's try to achieve our Redux functionality. So first, what we have to do, whenever I click on this add to cart, so this particular product will go to our cart. All right, how we can do that? So basically on this anchor link, we have to create a on click event. So whenever we click this hyperlink, so we have to dispatch an action. So how we can do that? So first of all, we have to import use dispatch from React Redux, and we also have to import our action from this product slice. So import add product from product slice. Okay, now we have to go to our anchor tag. So here we have to generate a on click event. So on click, and let's create a arrow function, and here we have to dispatch our action. So dispatch const dispatch use dispatch. So copy this dispatch, and in the dispatch what we have to dispatch the action method. If you see the intelligence, it is asking for an action. So what is our action? That is add product. Okay, and if you see again the intelligence, this add product is expecting a payload. All right, so how we can pass the payload? So here let's say id, and this id is coming from item.id, and let's pass title from item.title, and also description item.description, and let's also use price, and price is coming from, okay, we have a price property also. So item.price. Okay, let's save. So what we have done so far, we have created a on click event. On that we have to pass a dispatch. We have to dispatch an action. So we are using dispatch, and we are dispatching our add product, and inside that we have passed the details whatever is available. All right, so let's save this, and now we have to go to our cart. So I go to the cart page. So in the cart details, first of all, if you see here, just to update our state or just to send some data into our state or into the store, we are using use dispatch. Just to get the data from a store, we have to use selector hook. All right, so import use selector from Redux, React Redux, and here let's call, call cons products and use selector state, and let's try to get this state and also console.log products. All right, let's save, go back to browser, let's open developer tools. So in the console, so if you see, we have a blank array. So let's try to click this product, so add product. So again, if you see, we are having one item, so that is coming from our state. So we are successfully pushed our single item into the store, and we are also able to access the same state. So let's try to add this iPhone X. Let's also add this Samsung. So let's open this. So we have a list of 3 items. All right, we are successfully able to access the state also. Now go back to Visual Studio Code, and here instead of this static zero amount, let's try to put the items from data. So here products dot, if you see, we are having products. Okay, so products dot length and capital P, save. Remove this dot, save. Yeah, so you see, we have 3 items in this product array, and we can also see the actual item. So if I click this, so 4, 5, all right. So let me refresh it again. Perfect. So close it. So we have 1 item, 2 item, 3 item, 4 item, all right, 5 and 6. Perfect. So this is working fine. Again, go back to our Visual Studio Code. So for this price, let's also use the state. So here, if the length is greater than 0, then reduce. And here we have to pass the property because we are passing directly the item, and comma 0, else display 0. So done. Save, go back to browser. Let's refresh it. So on the initial load, products are 0, price is also 0. So let's try to add this, add to cart. And if you see the first, that is 549, perfect. Let's also display this property, so that will give more sense. So here, just below this, let's add another div, and here price. Save, go back to browser. Perfect. So add to cart 549, add to cart. So 549 plus 899 1448. Perfect. So now you see, we are successfully able to update our state using our dispatchers, using our reducers, and we are also able to get the data from our state. So that's how you can easily integrate your Redux functionality into your React app. All right. So that's it about today's video. And I have one announcement. So if you are doing any kind of internship, or you are working on your final year project, and you are facing any kind of problem or difficulties in your daily assignments, so you can contact me on my Instagram, or you can contact me on my WhatsApp number. So these details are available on my channel description. So all right, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.